Hey y'all, welcome back to Mega Man Revolution. Last time we took on a Pyre and a Cryoman, seeing some of the more empty stages in the game, or just kind of meh ones. Ones I didn't honestly have much to say about. I think Blastman is going to kind of continue that tread a little bit, because this stage is just... It has some substance, but it's just like... It's like eating oatmeal, like plain oatmeal, just sustenance but nothing else. This stage doesn't have anything really exciting going on. I do like how Blastman looks, though. His design is cool. The music here is pretty bad, though. And the sound effect that this speaker thing makes is god-awful. Lord, that is so annoying. Interesting fact, this Joe sprite is ripped from Rockman 7 Famicom, which is interesting. I'm not sure why they decided to do that. But anyways... yeah, the music in this stage, like, I don't know if it puts me to sleep or gives me a headache, but it's one of the two. Oh, nice. Double life drop. So, even from the very beginning, there's not much going on here. Those speaker enemies are a good opportunity to use Ice Beam at least. Kills them in one hit. Pretty good. These, Met sprites, which are from Mega Man 5 Game Boy, they're pretty cool enemies. Seems like they come out when you shoot at them, which is interesting. Someone's cutting the lawn outside. I really hope that audio isn't making it into this recording. And now we have Beetle Bombers, which are kind of like the Mega Man 3 enemies that drop bombs on you. These are pretty cool. You know, they're fun to dodge. These speaker enemies, on the other hand, are kind of boring. Are these weak to Fire Seeker? Yeah, they're weak to Fire Seeker. This game has pretty good weakness tables. For all the ragging I've done on Revo so far, I will say that the weakness tables for the enemies are at least pretty good. So I just picked up a weapon, N-Pulse, or Nova Pulse, and this is a bit of a weird weapon because it's kind of just a buster, but it pierces. It has its uses, but really it's just so boring that don't have much to say about it. Yeah, I mean, at least it goes through enemies like that. But, not much exciting to say about it. Here's my favorite mini-boss in the whole game. The Red Beam Trap. Obviously a reference to the Mega Man 2 Blue Beam Trap, and, oh, that was weird. I've never seen all four of them fire once like that. Fun fact about this mini-boss, if you're doing a no-damage challenge and you have the shotgun, which is their weakness, don't fire it too fast. I soft-locked myself one time because I killed them in 2 milliseconds, and the game never registered them as dead, and I got soft-locked here. So, yeah, just wait a couple seconds. Not this long, obviously, but, and this is a little bit boring, but I admit part of my enjoyment of this is just the concept, like, it's a cheaper version of the Booming Trap from Mega Man 2, which is funny. But anyways, shotgun. Good to use against them. Just do that, and they're gone. Shotgun is quite fun to use in general. You know, now that I think about it. Oh, and it looks like it goes through the shields of those Mets, which I forgot. This part, getting back into parts of the stage I don't have much commentary for, just like hallways of enemies and the same speaker gimmick over and over and over. Basically empty hallway, shield attacker, pretty boring. There could have been a lot more related to the theme of blasting, or more accurately, sound, that just completely went unused. A lot of untapped potential, unfortunately. I'm repeating myself a lot, but a lot of untapped potential here. The game is pretty vague about which of these shafts you're supposed to fall down, but if you want the letter, go down here and stick to the right. Pretty stupid. Again, puzzles that are, ooh, choose the right path or else you're screwed, are never any fun. They're just stupid and asinine. Also, the sprite of Fire Seeker is kind of ugly looking, but at least it's a good weapon. It's good for killing these annoying speakers. And you can spam it. And another asinine puzzle, which is choose the ladder, as if this is fun at all. If you go to the right, you're just screwed. You don't have to bother fighting that Met. And there's just this shaft to the left that I don't think there's any alternate path that leads here, despite what you might think. Just a lot of weird design decisions. And at least this part's fun, bouncing all the way to the boss gate. So, all in all, really a nothing stage. Like, just oatmeal. Plain oatmeal stage. This boss arena is kind of weird, and Blastman also sucks. So, Blastman has two attacks. He either randomly fills the screen up with explosions, as you just saw, or he fires his sound compressor thing. Both of which are... The sound compressor isn't as bad because, you know, at least it's avoidable. It sits in the air and then explodes after a few seconds, but the attack where he just fills the whole screen with explosions is not only random, but the telegraph for it lasts 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds, like 2 milliseconds. So, if he wants to hit you, he will. For a no damage run, it's a good thing he's weak to Wild Sprint, because that lets you avoid all damage regardless. Anyways, his weapon, Sound Blaster, pretty situational. It's just kind of slow. You fire it, and much like in the fight, it stands still and explodes after a couple seconds. And it's not really the most useful thing in the world. Not god-awful, but pretty situational. Now, Stormman, who looks like a weird mishmash of Cloud and Needleman, or maybe Airman. One of the strangest looking sprites. The music here is pretty good. The graphics, though, this water looks very bizarre. And this penguin enemy is a pain in the ass. It fires a shot at you and just shoots eggs and flies upwards. It's pretty annoying to take out with a buster. It's a good thing they're weak to Fire Seeker, which I just showed off for you. So keep that in mind. Let's use our heads here. Iron Saw pierces. Good decision. God, this thing is annoying. I'm full on E-tanks. You can only carry a max of 4 of each tank, so that means I'm full. And there's nothing to the right there, contrary to what you might think with this stage having hidden items or whatever. Here's a kind of odd enemy. It slams the ground, but otherwise behaves like a Mega Man 3 new Shotman. It fires shots when you're at the same vertical height as it. And it's weak to Ice Beam, and these fish are also weak to Ice Beam, so if you have Cryoman's weapon, make use of it. I like the segment. It's like challenging to jump through the spikes and whatnot. That weapon grab, though, is kind of nonsense. Having to jump through spikes like that. Or I guess you can use Rush Marine, but... So, here's the game's worst sub-weapon. And it's not awful, it's just so situational that I can only think of 1 or 2 places in the whole game where you would really want to use this. Remote Missile, you control it by pushing up and down, but while you're trying to do this, flailing the missile around, you're probably going to end up killing yourself. And the way this works is you push up to turn it counterclockwise, and you push down to turn it clockwise. And you just kind of aim it at enemies. So, yeah. Has its edge cases, but... Here's most original mini-boss ever. 2 edited cutmen that just jump around. I have no idea what this has to do with storms. To tell the truth, I don't know what this has to do with storms. And it's also lame. Just kill it with Wild Sprint like you saw me do. I don't... Here's a, at least, electricity-related gimmick. A reticle that comes and tries to shock you, and this is pretty fun, at least. You know, I like that the stage tries to make use of this theme. These cloud enemies, on the other hand, they're pretty aggravating. Why is Beat not killing it? I think these are weak to Sand Shield. Oh, okay. That was lucky that I fell right onto the letter. Oh, and that was lucky. I have no idea why the color of the penguins changed. The AI isn't any different. Does Fire Secret kill them? Okay, 2 hits. So that's a kind of okay segment with the reticle chasing you. Reminds me of Super Fighting Robot, which had a similar section in the Wily stages. Then you have these enemies, which used to be Petter-keys from Mega Man 3, but were replaced with this little eye tank thing. So that's fine. This hallway is just kind of boring, but you know, that's whatever. That's fine. Kind of uneventful, and the background being all black doesn't help that. Yeah, this is just kind of nothing. Oh, an M-tank. Yeah, I actually do want that. Let's be smart here. At least the game rewards you for using your brain. And okay. So yeah, an okay stage. Still a lot of untapped potential because it's just like a reticle that shoots electricity at you and some cloud enemies and yeah, it's just okay. It's satisfactory, but nothing amazing. The graphics also look a little worse here than normal. So Stormman himself. The pattern is kind of bizarre. He does the same thing as the stage, and he also fires out cloud enemies from the stage, which, as you can see, have the chance to drop items, which is a bit bizarre. Then he comes down and he starts shooting his Storm Chaser, and then he does the same thing. So, this is kind of okay. A bit bland, but not bad. Sound compressor is an actually kind of okay weakness here, because if you jump and fire at the very peak of your jump as Mega Man, then you can hit him. As base, this is a lot easier because you can just double jump, and it's quite simple, but as Mega Man, just do that. If you have the weakness, of course. And another good thing you might want to keep in mind is that Sand Shield deletes all of his projectiles. So if you're having a hard time with the part where he fires Storm Chasers, just use Sand Shield. Speaking of Storm Chaser, this is the worst weapon in the game. It's the name would have you believe this is a homing weapon, but really what it does is it finds where an enemy is, and then it moves in a way that precisely avoids it. 9 out of 10 times you fire this thing, it's just going to go straight around what you're trying to hit. And it's so unreliable that I pretty much find myself never resorting to using it. Even against Ghostman, who's weak to it, and one of the Wily bosses, which I'll show off soon, that's weak to it, you're just better off using a different weapon. Because it's way too unreliable. Way too unreliable. Alright, so now that all 8 masters are down, some blabbing about evil energy. Okay, yada yada yada. In India for some reason. So, yep. Well, since we have all 8 Robo Masters down, I think that this is where I'll cut it, and we'll resume playing the Wily stages next time, which I have quite a lot to say about, actually. Both good and bad. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and are looking forward to further installments of this series. This is Xeno, signing off. Thank you so much for watching.